Hi, welcome to Box on the Box Rock and Celluloid, BOCROC for short. Remember to share and subscribe if you enjoy these videos. I don't get much people watching them, but anyway, they keep me amused and some people. I'm going to look today at what I think might be modern masterpieces, films we'll go back to, released from 2010 till the end of 2019. Where we go, actually, yeah, that really was a great film. But here's some from the noughties that I thought were great. Memento, Minority Report, AI, Artificial Intelligence, Munich, City of God, Children of Men, Let the Right One In, that was brilliant. There Will Be Blood, another brilliant one. Hurt Locker, Casino Royale, 28 Days Later, High Infidelity, Dead Men's Shoes, Zodiac, Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead, Million Dollar Baby, Sideways, The Bourne Trilogy, United 93, Paul Greengrass, Borat, The Prestige and Insomnia, Christopher Nolan, Inglourious Bastards, Lives of Others, probably one of the great films of that era, Black Book, another great one, A Prophet, the great prison film, favourite comedy, Step Brothers, Star Trek, Maurice Perros, The Pianist, Requiem for a Dream, In Bruges, The Descent, probably one of my favourite horror films, Mulholland Drive, V for Vendetta, that's a cool film, some ideas in that. The Wrestler, Pan's Labyrinth, beautiful. Atonement, moving. Taken, what a great surprise that was. There's actually 42 films there, I'm sure I could have come up with more. So just going into, I'll pick like 5 in this half, but we'll just talk about some that didn't make the cut for this. So I think released 2016, I think it's Ex Machina, don't quote me on these years. That was a cool film. Really cool film about AI, Alex Garland. Then a Spanish thriller I like, I think it's from 2011, called Sleep Tight. If you've not seen this film, check it out. I'm forgetting the name of the actor who's in it, but he's a very popular Spanish actor. And it's great. It's a great Hitchcockian thriller with like a caretaker, security guard guy in a block of apartments, and it's very sinister, but it does that thing where it makes you complicit with his behaviour, a la Hitchcock. It's really brilliant. It very nearly made my top 10. I've got Inside Llewyn Davis, probably my favourite Coen Brothers film. Prefer this, I didn't put No Country for Old Man in there, which is really good, but if you're a musician, as I am, you just, the bit where he goes to play for the Rat Company guys, priceless. Edge of Tomorrow, cool Tom Cruise, Doug Liman sci-fi action film, Emily Blunt. Your climax is a bit cheesy with aliens, but it's kind of, when this film came out, it didn't really get much kind of fanfare, but it actually got quite a bit of good word of mouth because it's smart and funny, and Cruise is really good, it's really well done. Skyfall, it has its detractors, but I still think it's a really good James Bond film. The Master, very nearly made my top 10 this. Great Paul Thomas Anderson. I probably prefer this to There Will Be Blood. Brilliant sort of the Scientology film, as he called it. Great performances from Seymour Hoffman, Amy Adams, and Joaquin Phoenix. And I love the end of this film. He kind of ends up back where he started. And it's shot on 70mm as well. Really well worth checking out. Another film is Hostiles. I think that came out 2017, 2018. Master was 2012. Christian Bale. She's a great western with Christian Bale and Rosamund Pike. Actually, she's turned out to be a great 2010s actress. And this is a film is really good, but the end of the film is so satisfying. The very last couple of minutes, when you see the film, it's just like, if you're into Western mythology, really, really brilliant ending. Very satisfying film. Again, got good critics, but didn't do great at the box office. I think that was close to me top 10. Toy Story 3, brilliant. Why did they make Toy Story 4? It's good, but the trilogy was perfect, and Toy Story 3 is probably the best. Grown men crying in the cinema when cuddly toys are about to be incinerated, yeah. Dunkirk, Inception, again, Inception was pretty close to making the top 10. Interstellar as well. I think Nolan was probably the director of the 2010s in a lot of ways. Nightcrawler, Jake Gyllenhaal. I need to watch this film again, but really good dissection of celebrity and toxic and twisted celebrity culture. Great performance from Jake Gyllenhaal, and Rennie Russo should have got an Oscar nomination, both of them, but overlooked. Sicario, incredible cinematography. Probably Denis Villeneuve's Prisoners was sort of his breakup, but I think this is the one where we went, actually, this guy's a modern master, and he will feature in the top 10. So that was close. Roma, probably the best film to get on Netflix. I do like Gravity, Alfonso Cuarón's other film. of the 2010s. But I think once you saw the trailer, you kind of seen the technical achievement of the film. I do like The Irishman as well. It was nice to see Scorsese and De Niro back. So that's like, those were some of them that sprung to mind there. I haven't really put these in any order, but I'll start with, we'll say number 10. I'm going to say 12 Years a Slave. So I thought this was like a really powerful film. I thought it was beautifully directed and acted. I think the bit where the main character is lynched, but not enough to kill him, is staggering in its execution, because he kind of frames it like a beautiful piece of art, but with something horrific at the centre, and he recalls kind of great artists in doing that. I think Steve McQueen obviously has got an art background. The bit where she's whipped is very it's just a tough watch. But I think I've seen other films about slavery, but this is the one that kind of stands out, and I think it's the one when kids are old enough they could watch. Because I think it's interesting that the main character, Chiwetel Ejiofor's his main character, he's living a prosperous life and he's respected by a lot of people in his community, and then he gets kidnapped, and you probably don't realise that African Americans could live free and prosper as much as best they could in that time. But it's kind of like Schindler's List in that respect. Schindler's List is like the Holocaust film about the Holocaust that people watch to help educate them, because it's got kind of some story structure there, which is helpful for getting the message across. So yeah, that was we'll pick that number 10. I think I'm going to go number 9. This is quite an unusual one, but we'll say Mission Impossible Fallout. I just think this was like 2018. The Mission Impossible films, they really lost the way with the second one with John Woo, and then Tom Cruise kind of got caught up in the Katie Holmes thing, and the third one came out and was probably the best one at that point. A great performance by Philip Seymour Hoffman, really much more gritty. But the box office was lower on it, but it did well enough to kind of do the fourth one. And it kind of got its mojo back with that, in the sense it had a big spectacle to put this team around Tom Cruise, which had started with the third one. And then he hooked up with Kristen McQuarrie for the fifth one. Again, that was a little grittier. I had some different kind of pacing things. So it's quite a good variety across those. But I think McQuarrie and Cruise, they kind of make a really good marriage. And McQuarrie's got this gritty side to his direction. I think he likes Don Siegel and people like that. And Fallout's got a hard edge. It's got the best fist fight, one of the best fist fights ever in film, in a bathroom, kind of aping the start of Casino Royale, but taking it up a notch. The start of the film, and I think he's wise with this, is quite low key for a Mission Impossible, but he recognises that sometimes these films peak too soon. He leaves the top action for the very end, and the climax is incredible on that amazing rock face in Norway. Henry Cavill's great. The cast's really good, and it manages to find a reason for the Ethan Hunt character. He finds some depth there for what he does. It's paced great, and it's the best action film, maybe the 21st century, or right up there. I've just remembered one I forgot is The Raid. Actually, The Raid. When I was thinking about action films, Raid 2 is a bit too long, but that was another great film of the 2010s. That was serious consideration. But yeah, Mission Impossible Fallout. Going for that. Number 9. Number 8, I am going to go for Gone Girl. So what I really liked about this film was now they don't make kind of thrillers for adults. Everything's Marvel. I remember the days when you used to go and see Basic Instinct and see a sexy thriller, and they've got faults, but it's entertainment, it's adult entertainment, and this was cool. I had good central casting. Ben Affleck, all the casting was spot on, and then a breakout performance from Rosamund Pike, getting an Oscar nomination, absolutely brilliant. Kept you guessing, was really well paced, but I just loved David Fincher's commitment to making an adult Hitchcockian thriller. I like the way he worked with the author on the screenplay, and she kind of recognised aspects of the novel apparently that wouldn't work in the film, so they changed that. I was really savvy, and I just think that's a kind of film you could put out on a Saturday night with your family, adults, not younger people, and you'd enjoy a really good thriller. So that's my number 8. Number 7, let's go for Fury Road, Mad Max 4. So I remember seeing the trailer for this, and I was like, bloody hell, this looks pretty spectacular. Maybe this is going to work, because it's such a long gap. And then you went to see the film, and you just realise what an extraordinary achievement it was of George Miller to bring together all the visuals, and to do it, his agents, to show sort of that amount of kind of drive, and kind of show young directors how it's done, really. I mean, he kind of beat himself, really. Obviously, The Road Warrior, Mad Max 2's got some of the greatest kind of car chase road footage ever. But he went up a notch. But what's interesting about this film, if you read into it, he fell out. Tom Hardy really weren't getting along on set, and because the way Hardy didn't understand the story, but Miller just kind of storyboarded it like a comic book and had kind of all his framings. So he was just shooting the chunks, the visuals he had mapped out in his head, and he would just, I suppose if he had like a bit on a truck, he would kind of just shoot those bits however he felt he needed, and there probably wasn't a continuity there for the actor and the character in the script. But Tom Hardy, when he saw the film, he understood what Miller was trying to do. There's that great bit where they go through the desert at night, it's all blue. And Charlize Theron's fantastic as well. She looked great, and you know, it's great. The toe cutter's back a bit as a different character, rest in peace. But a really good Fury Road. So that's we're going for that, number 7. And number 6 in this final part. So I'm just looking at my list, and I'm going to go, we'll go for Whiplash, I think. Whiplash, number 6. So again, I'm a musician, so I kind of related to the character on this, just his obsessive practice, and he's almost damaging himself mentally and physically to try and get his performance level up to another notch. J.J. Simmons great in it. Horrible. I mean, you wouldn't get away with that kind of behaviour. But the Miles Teller character is so committed, he almost wants to rise to his challenge. Editing's great. It's weird. I mean, it's a first film, I think, Damien Chazelle, and his film after La La Land starts with this really flashy long take and a jazz hand song, which I didn't really like, but I do like that film. And they did First Man, again, great tech, great effects in that, photorealistic effects that kind of put you in, Neil Armstrong's space boots, so to speak. But this film will kind of like a bit like Reservoir Dogs or Steven Spielberg's Duel. Sometimes first films have things in them, and the director does things that they'll never come close to again. I think that's one of those films. So that's the first 6 there. We had 12 Years a Slave, Mission Impossible Fallout, Gone Girl, Fury Road, and Whiplash. So I'll see you for part 2. Cheers.